Hello, welcome to a lesson on adding integers, meaning that you're adding negative and positive numbers, okay? It's just going to be a positive and negative whole number, all right? Now, when you're adding integers, it's sort of like winning and losing. For example, let's just say you're playing like a game like Jeopardy. You can score something, you get a positive point. And if you score something wrong or you do something wrong or you guess wrong, you will get negative points. So again, for example, let's just say that you scored the first time and you got 10 points. And then the second time you score something and you did something wrong or you answer something wrong and you got a negative 15 points. All right. So then you combine those two, as you can see, you have negative 15. That means that you lost more than you win. So therefore your overall score is at negative 5. Okay. So something like that. We're going to do that today. For example, here's another one. All right. So this time, let's say you play multiple times and then I don't know, you lose 5 the first time, but then you won 10 the second time, and then you won 8 the third time, and then you lost 2 the fourth time. Okay, so you combine all these scores, and then you would always want to combine your, let's say, the negative scores first. Oh, okay, so then you lost a total of 7 points, but then you did win 18 times. And then just by looking at that, looks like you won more than you lose. So your answer should be a positive something. In this case, it's a positive 11. All right, so that's what we're gonna do today. Okay, so something like this. All right, let's start with number 1. Okay, so this is your notes, so make sure you take notes. All right, so again, you win 9. This is positive 9, and then you lose 11. Okay, now to make things easier, you don't have to, but I always like to circle my losing points. So I lost 11, and it looks like I lose more than I win. So my answer should be a negative, and it's negative 2. Now, if you look at a number line, okay, you go, oh, okay, you start off at 9, and then you lose 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and it looks like you got to negative 2. So you can always use a number line to help you with these problems. But if you just think about losing and winning, you definitely don't need to, okay? Here's another example, number 2, okay? So it looks like I lost the first time, and then I lost the second time. So therefore, my answer should definitely be a negative. Now, when you lose and you lose twice, you actually add those two numbers. That means you lost 14 points. One more time, you lost 7 the first time, you lost 7 the second time. That means combined, you actually lost 14, so negative 14. Okay, so let's go and do number 3. Let's take a look. Looks like I lost 12 the first time, but then I won 15. That means my answer should be a positive. You don't need to put a positive sign there, but that might help you. Okay, so it looks like you won, and then you subtract those two. Your answer should be a 3. Okay, so you won more than you lose. You have a 3. You subtract those two. That's how you get 3. Okay, let's go to number 4. For number 4, you lost 11. Well, you won 9 and you lost 11. This is actually the same problem as this one there. So you get negative 2. All right, let's go and do number 5. Looks like, again, you lost 10 and then you lost 22. That means you lost combined, you lose something bigger. Therefore, you have to add those two and you get negative 32. All right, again, one more time, you lost and you lost. When you lose and you lose, you always add because you lost a bigger amount of number. All right, let's do number 6. For number 6, it looks like you lost 9 the first time, but you did win 9 the second time. That means you're actually at the origin. You're actually at neutral. That means your point is 0. Doesn't mean it's bad or good. 0 doesn't mean anything, okay? Just means it's what's going to happen, all right? So you're at 0, okay? Let's do number 7. Now for number 7, number 8, and the last two problems, you are actually combining a bunch of winning and losing, okay? So the most difficult part when you see something like this is students will tend to actually try and do 2 at a time. So they add those and subtract those 2, and then do plus 15, and then do plus 5, and then do minus 9 or plus negative 9. That's just way too difficult, okay? If I show you a way that's easier, that's for you to use, okay? So make sure you do what I tell you to do, okay? And makes your life easier. So here's what I would do. All right, instead of doing two at a time like that, it takes a lot longer and also a lot more confusing and more difficult. In fact, what I would do is I would collect all my losings and then all my winnings, okay? So I always collect my losings first. Trust me, that makes it easier, all right? So I lost 11 here and then I lost 9 there. That means I lost 20 total, okay? You're not done yet. Let's just cross those two out. Those two are the same thing as negative 20. Then I collect my winnings. I won 9. I won 15, and then I won 5. That's 20. So it looks like I won 29 total. All right? Then from there, you ask yourself, did you win more? Or did you lose more? Okay, so you always ask yourself this. This is something that you use every single time, okay? Looks like I won more. I won 9 more. I subtract those two and I get positive 9. All right, let's go and do number 8. All right, again, same thing. I want to collect all my losings. I lost 3, I lost 8, I lost 4. That's 11. I mean, I lost 15 totals. Okay, you can use your finger. Oh, 15. 3 plus 8 plus 4 is 15. Okay, but I did win 5 here. All right, now when you get here, or when you get to something like 1 through 6, always ask yourself, did you win more or did you lose more? Okay, so let's take a look. Looks like I lost more. So my answer is going to be a negative, and I subtract those two, and I get negative 10. All right, let's go and do the last two problems. Okay, so same thing. Okay, let's go and collect all my negatives. I lost 50 here, which is a big number. I lost 50, but I did win 13, 1, 9, and 20. Looks like 20, 40, 49. You can use your fingers and add, so that's 30. Sorry, that's 10. So that's 30. So that gives me 43. So I won 43. One more time. I lost 50 and I add these 3 here. Okay, so that's 29, 30, and 40, 43. Okay, so it looks like, again, when you get here, ask yourself, you don't need to speed up or anything, you don't need to rush. Ask yourself, okay, you have 2 numbers left. Did you win more or did you lose more? Looks like I lost more, so my answer is gonna be a negative. And then when you have a winning and losing, you always subtract, you get negative 7. All right, let's do the very last problem, number 10. Okay, let's take a look. It looks like I lost 15 and I lost 11. That's it. I lost 26. I win 6, 16, and 6. Add these two. You can use your fingers or whatever. Let's take a look. So that's 22, and that means I won 26. All right. Now again, when you get here, ask yourself, all right, did you win more or did you lose more? And it looks like I won and I win the same amount. So my answer is neutral, which is 0. All right, and that is it. Just keep in mind, you always want to ask yourself, did you win more or did you lose more when you're doing these problems, so you know the answer is a positive or a negative. All right, that's it. Thank you.